Good morning everyone. Tara, basa na tayo ating sariling history book, History of the Filipino People by Agoncillo and Guerrero. Today is 16 March 2023, History of the Filipino People, Part 6, The Third Republic, Topic number 26, The Recognition of the Tao. Nandito tayo sa paragraph, Garcia's Program. Basa. Garcia's program, underscoring the serious economic problems that confronted the country, President Garcia certainly a more sober and level-headed man than his predecessor anchored his whole program of government in austerity. Appealing to the people for cooperation in this urgent matter, he said, "Austerity as a policy means temperate spending. It signifies more work, more thrift, more productive investment, and more efficiency. It means less imports and less extravagant consumption. It is a challenge to our resiliency as a people to change our past habits and make thrift and economy our everyday way of living. Imposed on us by harsh realities, the exercise of austerity in our everyday life is a desirable end in itself." This appeal, no doubt, was the result of a careful observation of the uppish habits of Filipinos who have so far shown their propensity to out-Spanish the Spaniard and out-American the American. The development of such habits, perhaps unconsciously encouraged particularly by the Americans in order to tie the Filipinos to American goods, has led to heavy importations of luxury goods which could not in any manner help in the economic development of the country. Aside from austerity, President Garcia favored selective controls in order to lessen or arrest the expansion of credit for non-productive activities. He expressed himself as opposed to a move for a return to free enterprise in Philippine economy because it meant the preservation of alien domination of the national economy. In brief, President Garcia's objectives were: number 1, to complete Philippine economic independence through the adoption of the Filipino First policy and similar measures. Number 2, to establish Filipino dignity as a free people by dealing with foreign powers on terms of sovereign equality. Number 3, to achieve a balanced economy by providing equal impetus to agriculture and industry. Number 4, to promote social justice and the general welfare of the masses. And number 5, to minimize and, if possible, to eradicate graft and corruption. With all his nationalistic policies, particularly in the economic field, Garcia's administration suffered like those of his predecessors from graft and corruption. It was common knowledge that many of those who had access to Malacanang became millionaires. Pagpasensyahan niyo ng background sounds. It was common knowledge that many of those who had access to Malacanang became millionaires overnight, while the poor not only multiplied like rabbits but continued to wallow in poverty. Guys, nasa Pilipinas ako, kaya expect nyo na yung left and right na sounds, noise. Wallow in poverty. On the other hand, Garcia antagonized. It was common knowledge that many of those who had access to Malacanang became millionaires overnight, while the poor not only multiplied like rabbits but continued to wallow in poverty. On the other hand, Garcia antagonized those affected by his Filipino First policy. The extent of his administration's general unpopularity was shown when in the off-year elections of 1959, in which the opposition parties, the liberal, ano ba yan? Nabubulol na ako. Palitin ko. The extent of his administration's general unpopularity was shown when in the off-year elections of 1959, in which the opposition parties, the Liberal and the Grand Alliance, harped upon the theme of graft and corruption in the government. The Nationalistic Party, a majority in the Senate, diminished not that Garcia's administration had the monopoly of graft and corruption in the government versus ubiquitous phenomenon has existed since after the last war. Even during the administration of Magsaysay, he was astute enough to corrupt some newspapermen by appointing them to strategic government positions and by giving them favors not given to high government officials close to him. But the warning flashed by the disillusioned voters returned only a few nationalist senators to the upper chamber was significant. The presidential election of 1961, which toppled Garcia amply, justified the people's warning. So, bukas na itong topic number 27, guys. Profile of the economy. Bye, everyone. God bless.